Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center on Thursday night, Friday Eve. How was your baby Friday? I hope you and yours are having a Thursday night. Really nice night, little breeze kicking up, and the air is dry. So it's a little bit more comfortable. Now, it was a hot day. I mean, don't get me wrong. We were in the mid to upper 90s. We shouldn't be this hot. We should be stopping in the upper 80s. So the heat wave continues, and welcome to fall, by the way. Happy fall, y'all. But it's definitely too hot for fall. We should be at 88, 89 for a high today. We hit 97. Not a record, but 102 the record, by the way, for today. Good evening, John. Happy Thursday, Feather. How are you? Good evening, Richard. What is happening, everybody? So glad you're in. Ole, hola, ole. Good to see you, my friend. Birthday next month. Gabriella, so's mine. October 23rd. What do you got? What's your birthday? All right. Good evening, Elizabeth. How are you? Hey, Shell. Good to see you. What is happening? Thanks, Joel. Yeah, just a guy, kind of an added feature countdown to when we're on. Elodia, good evening. Hey, Mike, Dahlia, how are you guys? Good to see everybody on a Thursday night. 98, Floresville, Gonzales, New Braunfels, both hit 100 today. San Marcos, 102. And I think we could be a degree or two warmer tomorrow, going with 99 for Friday. Gabriella, happy birthday. We will be celebrating, and I'll be singing for you. Lorelei, how are you? Good to see you. All right, so let me show you what that looks like. The average compared to what we, did see at 97 and the record for today. There's the colorful runways of San Antonio International. Oh, Brian, you know I got the coffee. Come on, man. And I got my Belden's Automotive mug. My good friend Alex De Hoyos. Go see him if you need some auto work done. Belden's Automotive. Ask for Alex and tell him I sent you. He's a good guy. 96. So look at the record high of 101, actually. I thought it was 102, but it was 101 from 1926, and it stays in place for another year. Weather in Rockport. Well, Ruben, it's not going to be bad at all. It'll be dry, and it'll be a little bit cooler because of the sea breeze, but definitely no rain in Rockport. Johnny, good to see you. So, yeah, dew points were the story today. We had them in the lower to mid-50s. They're still in the mid-50s, even a 48 at Rock Springs, where we had several locations in the hill country in the 40s today, and that helped us hit warmer afternoon highs and helped it feel a little bit more comfortable. Now, in the coming days, we're still going to be hot. First Friday of fall is going to hit 99, and it could tie the record. It'll be close from 2019. Saturday, Sunday, the high-pressure dome that's causing all this heat and this heat wave slipping out to the west. That means temperatures will cool a few degrees, not by much, but 95's on the way. Saturday, Sunday. Look at Sunday's record that is not going to be threatened at all. 107 in 2005. That's incredible heat this late in the year. But that was 2005. Okay, so fall was found behind this front. This was a nice first front of fall for the Panhandle, Oklahoma. 69 degrees in Amarillo tonight, 64 Oklahoma City. And then take a look, the nation cooler behind this front. A lot of the country feeling a little taste of fall, but not here, not here. Tomorrow afternoon, another hot one waiting for us, upper 90s. Make sure you're hydrating, everybody, okay? You're welcome, Ruben. Good weekend at Rockport. Make sure you're hydrating. 99 is no joke, okay? And we're still at 58 days. Look, without hitting 100 today, maybe tomorrow, 2022. And tomorrow might be our last shot at getting to 100, or to 59 100-degree days. It really might be our last opportunity. So we'll see. It'll be close. It will be close. I want that cold weather already. Right, Kimberly? I feel you. I got you. It's not going to be soon. It's going to be warm, but we're going to have a front, and it's actually going to be a weather player in our tropical discussion now. So let's get to the tropics. Here's Hurricane Fiona. Winds right now 130 miles per hour, dangerous Category 4, and barreling into Bermuda. Now here's what's going to happen. It will not make landfall on the small island, but those outer bands are going to do a lot of damage. It doesn't have to make landfall for there to be damage. So for landfall, remember the eye of the hurricane has to cross in, and I think it'll stay to the island's west. That is also very bad news because the worst side of a hurricane is the east, and the worst side of the east side is the northeast quadrant. So that's exactly where Bermuda is going to be, in that northeast quadrant. And it's going to continue moving northeast and out to sea, perhaps clipping West Canada on its way out. It's not alone in the northern Atlantic. Gaston, a tropical storm, you can see at the top of your screen, continues to churn. Really won't be strengthening much. But the two systems of high interest, well, one system of high interest, 2 to 3 of interest. You can see one that's going to hug the coast of Africa, not of concern there. And then the other system looks like it's just going to be swirling in the central Atlantic for a couple days. We're not too concerned. But the one in the Caribbean, this is the one we're going to be watching very closely because the steering currents are lining up perfectly with high pressure getting out of the way. It appears that we're going to be able to see this system go right into the Gulf of Mexico. So here's two models that we lean into on tropics, the European and the GFS. So we're putting them side by side just to give it a good compare contrast. Now, yesterday, it was the Euro that took a good right turn into Tampa, and the GFS model had it going more towards New Orleans. Watch what happens. Now the Euro takes it into southern Florida, closer to Miami, and the GFS takes it into the Panhandle. Okay? So both pretty far east of us, and here's why. This is going to be what determines a lot of what you see on the GFS and all the models together. And look at the consensus moving through the central together, and then look at that. They all have it into the eastern Gulf of Mexico next week. And the reason for that is that cold front. So as that cold front gets to the Texas coast, and this is the first decent front, that really begins the sign of storms that do develop this time of hurricane season going into the eastern waters of the Gulf of Mexico, taking that right turn to Florida and not being able to move any farther west. We typically use that first front as kind of that moment, that watershed moment of the hurricane season that says, we're really not expecting much to get this far west. Now, with that said, there are storms that will form sometimes in the Bay of Campeche and move directly north and get in here before a front comes down. You know, it can happen. I'm not saying, you know, there's a reason hurricane season goes to November. Not until December 1 are we out of hurricane season. So that can happen, yes. But primarily, or I should say most of the time, historically, storms start taking those right turns once the fronts come through Texas and get to the Texas coast. And that's what we're expecting with what will be Hermine. And I know it looks like Hermione, Harry Potter fan, but I looked at the National Hurricane Center pronunciation guide and it says Hermine. So I'm going to go with Hermine. Will the hurricane push any seaborns our way? No, Alan, not this one. It'd be close enough to have an influence of any kind, really. Sometimes they get close enough and not make landfall, and you can get on the western side, which gets really warm, really nice weather, actually. But that's not even going to be the case with this one. So there you have it. Now, we'll be watching what will be Hermine in the Caribbean. Now the 7-day forecast. Let's take a look at what we got. We do have this front coming, so first and foremost, a nice breezy Friday evening. So for Friday night football, any Friday night plans, a nice breeze will be blowing. It's going to feel really good outside. The air not as dry as today, so we'll get a little more humid with east wind tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, humid, mid-90s, still warmer than it should be. Look at the average, upper right corner, 89. Should be a lot cooler. But that's the heat wave through Monday before we start getting down. Remember, we've got to get within 5 degrees of our to end the heat wave. 5 for 5 rule on a heat wave. 5 degrees above average, 5 days. That's a heat wave. So 89 degrees is the average high. We'll get close, but next week. Now, the reason we get closer and we get that nice cool down of 5 to 6 degrees is a front. A cold front comes through on Monday, so that's why we're breezy with a northeast wind. It won't last very long. Southeast wind Tuesday, and you can also see what happens on Tuesday and into Wednesday. Some 60-degree mornings are waiting for us, and there will be low, humid 60-degree mornings. So that's going to mean some really nice air. That's going to feel good, okay? That's going to feel really good. So I hope you enjoy it. Just like I'm enjoying my coffee on a Thursday. I love the coffee, and I love the fact that my body can still drink coffee at 9:20 at night, and I can still get to sleep at a decent hour. Especially after I, wipe the glasses and check in with Julie on what's coming up on Ken's 5 News at 10. We're checking with Julie on what's coming up on Ken's 5 News. I said it's Ken's 5 News, Ken's 5 News with Julie. Oh, it's Ken's 5 News at 10. Yeah, David is back. That tambourine work, David, top shelf, my brother. I already have a name for his new podcast, Inside the Tambourine with David Lynch.
Nice.
He can have guests.
Anything he wants.
Tonight, we're Inside the Tambourine with Mickey Rourke.
I wish you could have
You
seen
can
it.
have
He had a
famous
little
actors.
groove to it.
David's a huge movie guy. You could be talking movies.
Lou Diamond Phillips, Jesse Borrego.
Ooh.
Lou Diamond Phillips, the great Jesse Borrego, San Antonio's Jesse Borrego. Love it.
Dang. I
Inside
love it
the
too.
Tambourine.
Jesse Borrego, if you're listening.
Come on, Jesse, we need you.
If you're listening.
We need to get you inside the tambourine, my brother. I know. I met Jesse. He's a great guy, and he will do it.
Love
I know
it.
he will. We got the setup. We're ready to do this, David. Julie, how are you? I called you Julio. Is that? I just
I'll
felt
let
it was
slide.
organic. It
I'll
was
let
organic.
it slide
Okay.
for today. All
These
right?
organic things, you can't stop them. You can only hope to
I
contain them.
wouldn't dare try to stop Bill Taylor.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
All right, but tonight we have the best show for you too. Of course, we have Matt Houston. We have Alicia
The
Nieves
Matt
tonight.
Houston,
Yes.
the Alicia Nieves.
We have Nate. We
Isis
have
and
it.
Nate.
You can't see it, but we have the whole sports crew in tonight.
Is the Sports Brethren in the house?
Yes, we're excited about that. But the story I want to talk about, it's probably my favorite story of the night.
Okay.
We're talking Betty White.
Betty White.
Betty White is back in the news,
Love it.
and there's a chance you could get some of her stuff. Some
Oh
old
boy, here we
scripts,
go.
Wardrobes. They're hosting an auction tomorrow, and a lot of the stuff, I don't think any goes past $300.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all. So
For Betty White fans, I think that'll go fast.
I'm a huge
But if
fan.
it's an
So
auction-
we're taking a look at some of the stuff.
It'll go higher
Oh, for sure, for
than
sure.
that. It really will. People love her.
I know. I'm
Oh,
a
that's
huge
awesome.
fan. But that's what we have tonight. We have a whole lot more.
Yeah, because
okay?
there's some high school football action
High school football, yep.
and the day's news. Good stuff. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so guys, some warm air. God bless you too, Diane. Thank you so much. Olay, 3 to 4 cups of coffee, still crash out. At night, though, too? Are you able to do it at night? Because I'll have 1 or 2, usually 2's the limit in the morning, and then I have this one. And that's been about it. I used to have an after. See? Every time, it's not like it puts me to sleep. That's not, but it gives me a good little energy boost for the 10 because I get up early. And so I don't know what it is about when I have this coffee at night. And if you watch me on Facebook Lives like you do here, it makes me yawn almost every night. I can drink coffee at night as well. Hey, Ella, so good. You too. Have a great night. Thanks, Shell. Terry's got good news. I want to hear it. I love good news. Lisa, me and my family heading to the French Quarter in October. We're hoping for good weather. Hope so too, Lisa. French Quarter's so fun. Good for you. Beignets and Café du Monde is so good. So, yeah, just keep an eye on, the tropics could still be active in October. Is it going to be too hot for moving heavy stuff tomorrow afternoon, or is there going to be some nice winds? In the evening. So, Shelley, I think afternoon is going to be hot. I don't think the winds are really expected till probably sundown at the latest. Hopefully they'll start sooner for you. But it is going to be a hot day. Hydrate up. Hydrate up tomorrow. Light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. Make sure, okay? Take care of yourself. It's going to be a hot one. All right, that's going to wrap things up on a Thursday night. Tomorrow is Friday. We got the first weekend of fall, and it's the final weekend of September already. Oh, my goodness. So here we go into the 10th month already. 2022 is coming to a close. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. God bless you. Have a good evening. We'll see you at 10.